Welcome back to another edition of Political Points on local2.ca. It's a great year, 2011. The hospital opened, brand new hospital opened a few days ago. Porter Airlines is coming in early May, and we're live on our new website right now on the March 10th edition. I hope you've enjoyed a few days of the new website, local2.ca. And my guest for this edition of Political Points is a very busy guy before the airtime. He was on the phone, and he's the president of the Sault Ste. Marie Conservative Riding Association. We're going to talk a little bit federal politics. Welcome, Josh Pringle.
Hi, thanks, Josh. Andy.
Thanks. Welcome to the show. So we could have a possible writ drop in a couple of weeks. Election call, yes or no? What are you hearing from the inside?
Well, Andy, the budget will come down by Minister of Finance Jim Flaherty on March 22nd. There'll be some debate, and then there will obviously be a vote. I personally believe there won't be an election. If you look at the current polling numbers, basically we're on the cusp of a majority. Websites such as 308.com have Sault Ste. Marie positioned to send a Conservative member to Ottawa. And with our candidate, Brian Hayes, we've been working very hard and diligently. Brian's been at the door, meeting with different constituents across the riding. We have a lot of support from the party. We're ready to go if there is an election. However, believing with the polling numbers, the NDP looks to lose seats. I mean, if it's the gun registry, whether, it's the investments that the Conservative government has made within Sault Ste. Marie, over $125 million in federal infrastructure investments, such as the Hub Trail, the Invasive Species Lab, Algoma University, Sault College. We're seeing millions of dollars in funding in new buildings. Tony Martin could talk about healthcare. Well, we have the new municipal Algoma Health building on the Sault College campus. Definitely Algoma University with their Bioscience Convergence Center. It's infrastructure that these are bringing students in and also supporting healthcare, and also just the way our government, led by the Prime Minister, has guided us through the recession.
This is my biggest feeling. You've got a guy that's been here, lost once in 20 years. The best way to beat him would be to get it out to the community that the Conservative government is on a cusp of a majority, and that this community can play a big role in getting there. And what's that going to mean in the next 4 years versus what we have now?
I think what we've seen with such members as David Orzetti, a seat at the table brings great dividends, but Tony D. Martin just doesn't get it. He doesn't get. He's voted against projects such as the Bioscience Convergence Center, Algoma U, the Algoma Health Building at Sault College, the Hub Trail. He votes against the short line rail. I mean, David Orzetti pointed that out in the announcement for the short line rail, that he doesn't understand how tough it can be for our members to come up and make these announcements, even if it is in conjunction with the Liberal provincial government. And Tony votes against these projects. He just doesn't get it.
It comes down to we need to be on the inside looking out federally instead of the outside looking in, and that's where we've been at for the last 7 years.
Well, you can look at it like a family. If you're close with the family, I mean, obviously you get invites to all the parties. If you're on the outside, a fourth place member, in a fourth place party, I mean, you may get the tail end to a wedding or a funeral. I mean, it's having those members that are there and present.
People understand how long can they go now? How long can Ignatieff and before an election has to be held?
Well, the Liberals have said they're definitely going to vote against the budget before it's even come out. Jack Layton's now stepping back, probably looking at the poll numbers, saying he's going to take a look at it. But we've made investments in healthcare, seniors. Seniors saving between $2,000 to $3,000 on their taxes. I mean, they can talk about different prices in gas, but we've cut the GST from 7% down to 5%.
Like, whether you're Liberal, Conservative, or NDP, most Canadians have to look themselves in the mirror and say that this Prime Minister has conducted and managed Canada's affairs pretty smoothly over the last couple of years, which has been rough going around the world. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I definitely agree. And he's a statesman. We've seen on the international field, we're respected at the G8, at the United Nations, at the G20. His Prime Minister visits across. He's a respected leader within the international community, not just at home, but also in the international community.
And we're seeing the Canadian dollar now weigh a couple cents above the US dollar. It's showing our banks are solid. How have How have you, the performance of the Prime Minister, your assessment over the last 5 years, how do you see that?
Well, he's been a steady hand, as some people say. He's been a steady hand at the till. I mean, we've spent smartly through the economic action plan. The Conservative government has made announcements. It's created jobs. We still keep seeing, our economic forecasts increasing, and there's positive investments not in the community but across Canada. The International Monetary Fund. Canada was the last to go into the recession, the first to come out, and they're a leader on the world stage in economics.
Getting the red light, but one final question. How do you win this election? Do you convey to the community that this government has been solid in the last 5 years and it's the only alternative for the next 4 years? How do you win this next election without giving away too many secrets?
It's time. It's time for change. It's time to say Brian Hayes, a Conservative member to Ottawa. It's done at the doors. It's done, through personal conversations with constituents across the riding. Our riding extends from the Montreal River to Boundary Road to Bruce Mines. It's a large riding. It's a great riding. We've had the opportunity to meet with different mayors, aldermen, councillors, not just in Sault Ste. Marie, but across the riding, and different influential people that are making investments, such as SR Steel, Algoma Tubes, and helping them move forward. We're also looking at the shore water dock. Deep seaport to move that forward. So if we want to progress Sault Ste. Marie forward,
be a good partner with David Orazzetti and our mayor Debbie Amoroso. It just makes sense, kind of thing.
It does make sense. I mean, obviously Brian and the mayor have a relationship. Brian's worked at the March of Dimes. He's been a city councillor. He's worked with their own council. He's worked with David Orazzetti on council. I mean, he's already been there, and he's a good fiscal manager, being a certified general accountant. So I encourage anybody to check out Brian's website, www.brianhayes.ca.
Okay, Josh, thanks very much, and all the best to you. You're going to have a busy few months ahead if there is an election call. If not, well, probably be one there won't be one contradicting with the provincial. So.
Well, regardless, you'll see us at the doors.
You're going to go at the door. All right. That's Josh Pringle. He's the president of the Sault Ste. Marie Riding Association, and Algoma, which includes a little bit more than just Sault Ste. Marie. So look for that, March 22nd being the key date. That's another edition of Political Points. I'm Andy Martins. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.